Okay, hello, welcome back. We are going to use an earring loom. Sorry, my hands are covered in oil. I was working in my car a little bit ago. So this is the earring loom. It is very similar to the bracelet or bookmark loom, just tinier. And there is a reason for that. So these are your endings, or your end pieces that come with it. And essentially you're going to weave your piece of fabric, and then you seam it with this, and then you have your earring. So we're going to go one after the other and go through it. So the loom comes with all of the pieces that you're going to need. Doop, there we go. And then I also include like a little needle just in case you hate the one that comes with it. So these are all of your pieces. Everything is cut right out of the middle. You don't need to keep this. I just put it all together because, and then these are your instructions, which also come with it. So we're gonna go and get started. First off, you need yarn. It doesn't really matter what yarn you have. This is, I believe, a DK weight. It's just some over-dyed stuff that I had sitting on the couch. Scissors, and yeah, that's it. So we're gonna warp it. There is a video on YouTube of just warping it, but I had a request to do the whole thing, so we're gonna do the whole thing. Now for this, I keep it in the front. There are little grooves cut in the side, and we're gonna start down and up and around, down, up and around, and just down, up and around every one. Once you have your down, up and around on every one, your back piece should look like this. Let's see if I can get it up here. There we go. So that you can see there's just little lumps back here. Nothing goes downward. Everything is just wrapped around nicely. Once you get here, we are going to tuck our bottom in right there and then clip our end. I like to leave myself a little space just in case. So your back is hooked right here and your front is hooked right here. And everything is warped, ready to go. From here, we are going to get our, so this is your warp. Now we're going to get our weft. And get whatever you can work with. If you only want to work with 12-inch sections, get 12-inch sections. You're going to have more ends, but if it's easier for you to do that way, that's what we're going to go with. It comes with your first little needle. If you don't like this one, use the other one. Get a different darning needle. Whatever you got to work with. I'm going to thread our needle. And we're all set. I tend to bring my end almost equal because I don't want to have to fight with all the extra. Tuck your little tails where they're out of your way. They're going to drive you nuts. I tend to push mine in the back just because it's gonna bug me, and that way it's out of the way and I don't have to worry about it. And do the same thing with this one. If it wants to. Today it doesn't really seem like it's going to for me, and I'm gonna get mad. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, so everything is in the back and we are ready to go. Same as any other weaving. Over, under, over, under, over, under. So in this case, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and under. See right there? We're going to bring it through and then we'll pack it down. Leave yourself a tail. You need to be able to weave it back in or have whatever. This is my favorite little tool right here. Just going to pack it down. It reminds me of a little thumb. Pack it down as tight as you can get it. Pull it tight. And when you come back, you're going to do the opposite. Well, technically it's the same because you still went over under. But you're going to come back. So we went under here, so we're going to go over it. Opposite of what you did the row before. Same thing, pull it. Do not pull it too tight or your edges are going to get all ripply and crinkly. Come in kind of like an angle, just like that. So you got a little bit of space. Whoop, where'd my little thumb go? And we're going to pack it down. That little angle is going to help you to get a nicer edge. Your selvages will be nicer. And then I pinch it and I kind of pull it just to make sure everything's in there neatly and nicely. And then we're going to come right back again, over, under, over, under. I'm going to keep going. I'll see you back in a minute. Hello, I'm back just to show you. So I'm going along and I pulled too tight right here. You can see right there where my edge is kind of kinked up. I pulled too tight. Before you tighten it down, pull it back some. It's not that hard. Shank it back some. It'll give you back to what you're looking for. Because that way your edges won't be all ripply. So there we go. We're going to keep on going. We're checking in to see how everybody's doing. So this is where I'm at. I have a little bit left over here. So you can either leave the end and grab yourself another one, but this is what I like to do. So I'm going to go over under about halfway. Let's say right there. So that way it's in the back. And I'm going to pull this, pack it down. And then I'll start another one and I'll just clip this. So our end will already be woven in. So we don't have too much left of it. There we go. Hopefully that's enough. I'm actually really liking how this works. I'm realizing now though that this is probably not the best. You know, I should have picked a different yarn to go with that, but whatever. And my selvages on the edges are not fantastic, but hey, whatever. I'm feeling pretty good about how it's turned out. I'm not, you know, I'm not upset with it. Okay, so here I'm doing the same thing. I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just keep on going. But we'll start it. I hate that too. Okay, hang on. We're going to plan this out in our head. Because we're going to get a little lump right there. Which is probably fine. I'm not super worried about it. So I'm going to go the opposite of what I have right there. I'm going to start here and do over, under, all the way to the edge. And then when I pack this down, my end will also be caught in the middle. And then I can just snip them off and keep on going. Alright, so our lump in the middle isn't going to be too bad. And what the hell did I do? That's gonna... Okay, so that just kind of turns around, or instead of over, under, it's going to be under, over to the end, which is fine. It's not that serious, and it will keep everything looking nice. So let's see where we end up with right here. I don't know, there is a spot that's going to look gappy, but it should be on the bottom of the earring, so it shouldn't really matter. It'll basically be, see that little gap right there? I'm not loving it. I'm going to tell myself it's fine just because it is what it is, but it will probably get to me over time and I'm going to need to figure it out another way. I might just stick my tail back up in there and make sure it doesn't look like crap. But we're going to keep on going. We're so close. It's so far away. Yeah, so there and there you can see. But you can just take your end back here, pop it back up through, make it look nice. This is just an easy way out, so I didn't have to do ends. And we're going to keep on going. I'll see you back in a little bit. Okay, So where I'm at, it's becoming difficult to weave with this, so I'm gonna switch to my little darning needle. Honestly, a bigger ended one would probably be easier. So we're gonna see if we can make this work. There we go. Okay, so I got it on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and just keep on weaving with this and get as close as I can to the end, or I don't have that much left. And we'll see, I'll be back. All right, we have a little gap left, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop these off. We just pop them right off the back. Doop, doop. There we go, and we'll pop these ones off. And then we'll release this end, and we'll release the other end. You can take the whole thing off, and from here, what I like to do is just go back and forth a little bit in these, just to fill them in a little bit. You don't have to, it's not necessary, but I like to. Okay, so we have that one, and we have this one, and we have our little end pieces, which these, you can see right here, where we had our two little gaps. They're barely noticeable now. So unless you're really looking for them, you don't even see the flaws. And so I'm gonna go ahead and clip my ends off. This will be the inside of our fabric. And then we need to weave this end in, which for me, I'm just gonna go right down here. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that because we're gonna need it to sew our piece on, but we will need to weave our ends back in. So this is part of our warp on the one side, and we want to make sure that's secured so we don't end up having anything fall apart. So from here it's up, so honestly you can just follow the next path down if you want to. And because it's going to be on the inside, you're not going to see it anyway. So you can just follow this down, a few stitches, pull it down, and then I pulled too far and it made it kind of shitty looking up here. This all is going to be covered up anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, there's one of them. And then our other one is over here. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, we're going to go right down this path of that one. Just catch all these, maybe 5 or 6. We got 5. Don't pull too tight. There we go. And we're going to cut that one. There we go. We're going to use this end from where we ended to attach our piece. So we'll go ahead and we'll weave this one in. And then 3 of our 4. So this is the beginning of our weft. Okay, and a bigger eye would have definitely been helpful. Okay, so from here, since this is that, I'm just going to go right back over, under right here, because this will not be shown anyways. Down, cut it off. Okay, so here's where we are. Now we are going to add our earring piece. Make sure. Hello again. So we are going to take our fabric, fold it in half, make sure we have our cut pieces on the inside. Okay, there's our cut ends, so we're going to fold those up on the inside. Okay, then we're going to take our piece, fold it over just like this, and we're going to be pinching it off inside of our little leatherette cover, and we have our needle already thread ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have it come out this end. So it's coming out the other side. It's not too bad in there. Okay, And we're just going to go in and out. So we're going to go in that one. And if it's easier for you to do with sewing thread or crochet thread, just do that. You don't have to use the yarn that you've done the earring in. It's not that big of a deal. And we're just going to go back and forth. And as we go back and forth, we're going to get these little gaps. So you see how you have your little gaps. When we come back, they'll all fill in. So we just keep on going. Okay, here's this guy. That's the end. It's the end for that side. So now when we come back, we're going to go back in here. And oh no, there we go. So it'll fill in. So we're going to finish that up. All right, so I've come back and forth both sides. It does take me back to right here. So from here, what I like to do is just go back in to the very first restart, but don't go back through. Just kind of tuck it through the middle. And then just sort of go back and forth, weaving in and out of this fabric that's back here, just so that my end stays secure. And another thing I like to do is, since this sticks out just a little bit, I like to kind of grab it and tuck it back in. So I'm going over the top of it, and what it'll do is it'll pull it. I'll show you. Let's get our needle back out. Okay, so it's going to pull it inward to make our edges a little more even, and we're going to do the same thing right here. I'll pull it and just kind of make sure everything is nice in there. And we'll do this one more time right here. Pull it a little bit higher. Okay. And then we're going to cut our end off. And then I like to tuck it down in there just to make sure everything is good. Our edges are perfect, all that fun stuff. And obviously I didn't do a very good job of lining up my edges. One is a little bit more lopsided, but hey, whatever. It's a learning experience, right? And then you end up with this fun little woven earring. And let's face it, nobody else is going to have the same earring that you have because you did this yourself. And honestly, I don't even hate this anymore. But yeah, that's how it's done. And it's all done with our earring loom. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.